Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Friday, March 6, 2009. This morning I'd like to go through building a runtime for ObjectStudio. We're going to use a Runtime Packager for that, but the procedure is a little bit different than it is in VisualWorks because Runtime Packager had to be customized for ObjectStudio by our engineering team. So let's go through what you got to do. Here's my application. I've got this in my base image here, and what I'm going to do is go to File, Load Application, and if you scroll down a bit, you'll find down here is Runtime Packager. Don't go through the load parcel mechanism and load that Runtime Packager because that's the non-customized for ObjectStudio VisualWorks version. Load this one that has the appropriate support for ObjectStudio. Once you've got that, you'll find there's a standard little icon here on the desktop, so you double click on that and it's going to give you this dialog, and just answer yes to this. What this is asking you is that in ObjectStudio there are ways of setting up proxies so that if you want to load automatically something like the OLE support or ODB support, you can get that set up so that it comes in automatically. We're just going to let this run. Once it's finished going through the proxies, it'll bring up the familiar Runtime Packager interface. And what I'm going to do is, I've done this morning, so I'm going to load some saved parameters and just walk you through what they look like. So let me load these OLEdemo.rtps. That comes in. Let's go through these steps. Go here, just hit yes on this, do this step, and it'll eliminate some extraneous stuff that's sitting in memory. Now we'll go to next, set common options. This is an important one because here you have to specify what your startup class is. In my case, it's iTunes controller. I've got a doOpen method that has the appropriate ObjectStudio code to open up my controller class. And then here's the image name that I want to save this as. So I'll just say OK to that. Next, I have specify classes and methods to keep. One thing you have to do here, do this step, scroll down to your package, and that is in Smalltalk terms. There's a package that contains all of your code, and here's mine. Make sure that all of your code and classes is over here. So in this case, classes kept, select all. Everything should be in these last two little panes. If there's anything in here, don't worry about this. This is just a namespace, so we're not going to worry about that. It'll be kept anyway. But if there's any of your code in here, make sure it moves over. And that's really all you have to do. Just go scanning next through this. You can do this step. It'll take out some extraneous things for you. There's a little interface that'll pop up while it does that. Go to next, next, and here, ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. Now here's the last step. At this point it's going to strip and save the image, and now you just want to hit do this step, say yes, and it's going to start going through and getting rid of stuff. You'll see this little window come up that says it's deleting things. So it's deleting classes, and it'll go through a few steps on this. And then you'll see some little pop-up windows come up notifying you that it's about to save the image, and then finally that it has saved the image, you can try it out. Once it's finished that, you'll notice that you have a new on your desktop image, and this is saved down here in my 8.1 NC directory because that's what I'm using. I'm using the non-commercial version because I had a DVD lying around for that. So you'll find that in here there is a new image, OLE demo right there. So let's move that away. Now I've created a shortcut for this, and I just patterned it off the normal 8.1 and 8.2 one. So let's go here and right click on this, get properties. And all I've done is taken the normal startup here and dropped in my new image name here, same startup directory. So let's double click on it. And once you've double clicked on it, you should have this running on your desktop. And if you've got iTunes running, which I don't have, well, actually I do have it running, it's right here. And I select something in my music library. And if I go ahead and hit play, it should start playing. And sure enough, there it's playing something. So that's about it. I'll pause that. And you see that I've got my application taken from built to Runtime Packager to deployment. That's really about all there is to getting an ObjectStudio application built up and then stripped down into a runtime application. You just have to make sure that you use the Runtime Packager that ships as part of ObjectStudio, and don't load the default VisualWorks one from the parcel directory. So we'll leave it there for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.